When NASA sent this international space project hurtling towards Saturn, it was the culmination of many years of planning, designing and perfecting. Cassini left Earth in 1997 and took 7 years to travel to the ringed planet. It's still there, taking photos and collecting data, but there are no astronauts on board. So how did the spacecraft get to its destination more than 1.3 billion kilometres away? And how does it keep doing its assignments 10 years after takeoff? A space mission like Cassini is programmed before it leaves Earth. On board, computers contain all the information it needs to fly the mission. Navigators can make course corrections by uplinking messages from Earth. These university students are designing and building their own aerial vehicle that can work in much the same way. It won't leave the Earth's atmosphere, but developments of uninhabited aerial vehicles, known as UAVs, is the fastest growing part of the aerospace industry. Caitlin, these are some really neat aircraft. What part of the project are you involved in?
I'm working as a project manager, and basically what we're trying to achieve with the project is to get an aircraft, like these here, to fly a predetermined mission autonomously.
That's awesome. Now, in terms of the project, there must be lots of different stages or people involved in it?
There are. It's a complex project, and we have a number of students working on different systems. Some of those include flight control and navigation system, the power system, communications, and also a ground station.
Now, these also have some very practical applications, if they do get up and running, in everyday life.
They do. These aircraft could be used in applications such as delivering medical supplies to people in remote areas or searching for people who are lost in the wilderness.
At this stage of the development, getting airborne is done by remote control, just like a radio-controlled model aircraft. But once it's up, there's a vast difference. Shane, once the UAV is in flight, how do you navigate it?
It's not as hard as you'd think. What it does is it's able to determine its heading via the GPS sensors that are on board the aeroplane. The ground station tells it the heading it needs to be on. It just does some simple Year 9 maths to change the heading from this to that via control surfaces on board the aeroplane. So it banks the aeroplane via the aileron. Also, it's able to change the height via the elevator, which is this one right here.
Okay, so you can basically control, the plane to go pretty much wherever you want it.
Yep, just by the click of a button. Okay,
so let's say the UAV is on its way to a remote outback destination to deliver medical supplies. How do we know it's on target?
Well, about 5 times a second, the plane tells the ground station exactly where it is, its speed, velocity, this kind of thing.
And they're able to make any changes that need to be done so that it's on course?
Yeah, real-time alterations made all the time.
What's your deadline to have these planes up and flying?
These UAVs have to be up and running in about 6 months for a competition called the ARCA UAV Outback Challenge. That competition will see about 28 different teams from 7 different countries come together and pit their UAVs against one another, trying to find Outback Joe, who is this bushwalker who's lost in the outback. Once we locate him, we have to deliver to him 500 mils of water.
So although this is just for a competition at this stage, it does have some real life applications to it.
By all means, it could save lives one day.
UAVs are not new. They've been involved in military missions for surveillance and in combat situations. But they also have the potential to perform a variety of difficult civilian missions, like help with search and rescue. With so much of the country so isolated, Australia is the ideal test location.